everyone, this is Mrs. Stiliano. Today we're going to be making our very own paper-mache drums. We're going to be making them in the style of the Hopi Native Americans. So what we're going to do to start is we're going to be using just a piece of cardboard, which I turned into a strip and I taped together to make like a hoop. And all I did was tape a piece of brown paper to the top. I have these all set up for you guys, but if you wanted to do it at home, all you need is this little strip of cardboard and a round piece of paper, which you would just tape to the top. First thing that we're going to do today is just make sure that we write our name and our teacher's name on the inside of the drum. So you should have a pencil at your table, just please pick it up. I'm going to go ahead and write my name, Michelle Stiliano. And I will pretend that I'm from Engel's class. I'm going to do the same. I'm actually going to make two drums, so I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Michelle Stiliano. This one will be from Pierre's class. Okay. So, that's very important. These are all going to be looking the same for a while until we get really into this, so you must have your name on there. After you've used your pencil, you can just put it to the middle of your table. You don't need it again. I'll collect them soon. So the next step is putting on your gloves. This can be tricky. Just do your best. Just want to go ahead and put it on, just like that. We have to do these pretty quickly too. We only have a certain amount of time before our mixture will harden, so you don't want to take too long to put your gloves on. So that's perfect. If a little bit of the mixture gets on your skin, it's no big deal. So I have our mixture here. I'm going to allow you guys to actually mix it all together. It is simply a flour and water mix. It's nothing more than flour and water. Flour and water is great. It's actually a natural way to make glue. So you can make glue at home by doing the same thing. I use equal parts. Just have a parent or an adult help you. So you guys actually will be in charge of doing this. You each should have a bowl at your table, just very similar to mine. And everyone can take a chance to put their hands in and do this. Just make sure that the mixture stays inside of the bowl. Please make sure it's not getting on the table. Okay, so be nice and clean about this. It is a privilege to get to work with a material like this. You want to sift it and sift it and sift it until these little tiny pieces of grout, well, I'm calling it grout, but we'll call it maybe grog, or these little pieces that are in there, until they go away. Just want to mix it up as much as you can. You want it to be pretty smooth. So that's pretty nice. It's pretty smooth. Be sure to keep your hands away from your face. Hopefully you remembered to bring your smock today. Alright. Looks pretty good. Still a couple little things. I'm just kind of smashing them up. It's no big deal if there's a little bit. You just want to get like the big ones. Okay? Alright, so I'm just going to go like that to get the extra off of my hands. And I have strips of newspaper, which I've set up for you. Each table should have a bunch in the middle. Here's how you do this. It's a very specific way to do it. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So you dip in, and you dip both sides. And what I always do is I take my two fingers and I just get rid of any extra. And I'm going to drape it on top, just like this. Nice and smooth, you see? You want to work with one piece of paper at a time. Okay, so don't be someone that says, oh, I can cut a corner by using 3 papers. Use one at a time. I'm going to overlap a little bit. That means I'm going to have it touch that last piece of paper. I do it again. If you get a little itch on your face, no big deal. Just try not to get the mixture on your face. Here I am. I'm doing it again. So you're just kind of gently laying these on top. Just take one at a time. If you grab 2, no big deal. Just put the other one back. Someone else can use it. Try not to make too big of a mess. A little bit's okay. We don't want a really big mess, because a big mess means more to clean up, and that's never fun. Making the mess is fun. Cleaning up, not so fun. Okay. So drumming has been done in almost all Native American tribes over the years. There's many reasons why people drum. A big reason is to summon ancestor spirits, which could be grandmothers, grandfathers, things like that. So that's how they would summon them. Okay, I have the top. It kind of looks like this. Everything's just sort of draped, right? And what I want to do is just kind of smooth it out, just like this. Now these parts, like this under here, I'm going to actually flip it underneath. You could turn your drum over on the table for a minute. We'll lift it up after, no big deal. I'm just flipping it over for a minute, and this way I can do the inside now. You don't want to cover up your name, by the way. So let's see how we could do this. Well, one way is like this. A big thing is kind of folding it and having it go down like that. And I'll show you again. Doing the same thing each time. I always get rid of the extra of the mixture. I can't promise you won't get messy during this project, to be honest with you. You might get a little messy. It's no big deal. In art, we do get messy. As long as you're willing to do the cleanup, I don't mind. Okay. So I'm kind of smoothing with my hands as I go along here. Do you all see? See how I'm smoothing? Neatness really counts here. And I just said it's fun to get messy in art, but there is also a neatness that's happening here. I'm making sure that I folded this nice and neat. Do you see? Okay. And I'm also going to make sure that I have closed up this side over here. All right. Now, personally, I don't think one layer is enough. I think the bottom's all finished. I think that we can kind of leave the sides and the bottom alone now, but I think that the top could really use another coat. Okay. So take a look. I went this way last time. I think I'm going to change directions this time. I'm going to go in the opposite direction. This is going to make the drum stronger. We also want our drums to sound really nice. In my experience, doing 2 layers will really make the drum sound beautiful when we play them, which we will, which is always fun. Okay, I'm just doing the exact same thing. I'm working a little faster now because now I've kind of talked you through what to do. You don't need a lot of this mixture, just a little bit. Okay. Hopefully you're doing this along with me. Your drum might be feeling kind of heavy right now. That's good. That's normal. That means it's going to dry sturdy. Of course, these have to dry. It's going to take them about 3 days to really dry well. So next time that you come in, we're going to have part 2 of our video. It's going to be painting these. We're going to be learning how to paint them using temper paints, and then last part will be making animals for the top. So there's quite a few more steps to go. This is just step 1. So here I am. Before I close up, before I say, okay, bring this to the counter, I'm going to have a counter where you put these. I'm going to say just make sure that you're running your fingers over them. Make sure that they're super nice and smooth. Hopefully you haven't gotten any of this stuff on your skin. I mean, if you did, it's no big deal, but you can work neat just by using the gloves properly like we did. Okay, and I just want to make sure my name's not covered up. I have not covered up my name. Alright, so at this point, you might be ready to go ahead and put this right on the shelf. I'll show you where. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you for part 2.